Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to build a blueprint to transform your workspace from just a place you work into a tool that actively boosts your health, your focus, and your productivity. Let's dive in.
But first, let's start with a really important question. One I think a lot of us feel, but maybe don't always ask. Is your desk, is it actually draining you? I mean, is the very place you spend all day actually holding you back from doing your best work?
You know what I'm talking about, right? That nagging pain in your neck, the blurry vision at the end of the day, that lower backache that just never seems to go away. If any of this sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. These are basically the side effects of a workspace that wasn't designed for a human body. The good news? We can fix it.
Okay, so let's rebuild this thing from the ground up. And that means starting with the absolute foundation, the core of everything, the relationship between your body and your chair.
I mean, just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got the common slump. We've all been there, hunched over, head forward. It literally drains your energy. But on the other side, the ergonomic ideal. See how everything is just aligned? The big takeaway is that good posture isn't about being stiff or rigid. It's all about finding that natural, supported alignment.
So how do we get there? Well, a fancy chair is pretty much useless if you don't adjust it for you. It's actually really simple. You just need to focus on these three things. Get the height right so your feet are flat on the floor. Dial in that lumbar support so it perfectly matches the curve of your lower back. And adjust the armrests so your shoulders can finally relax.
And here's a little pro tip that makes a huge difference. Your elbows. You want to keep them at about a 90-degree angle, maybe a little more open than that. It sounds like a tiny detail, but this one adjustment is a game changer for preventing wrist strain and making sure your hands get proper circulation all day long.
All right, our physical foundation is set. Now it's time to tackle the thing we stare at all day, our screens. This is all about optimizing your entire visual environment.
Dual monitors. They can be amazing for productivity, but so many people set them up wrong. The common mistake is sitting right in the middle of the two screens, which means you're constantly twisting your neck back and forth. That's a one-way ticket to pain. The Pro setup is way better. Put your main monitor directly in front of you. The second one goes off to the side, at an angle. That way, you're just glancing with your eyes, not turning your whole head. Your neck is going to thank you, I promise.
Now, there is one little exception here. If your workflow is truly 50-50, where you're using both screens exactly the same amount, then in that specific case, you do want to center yourself between them. The main principle is always the same though. Do whatever minimizes neck strain.
You know, all this screen time has a real consequence. And that tired, blurry, irritated feeling your eyes get at the end of a long day, well, it actually has an official name. It's called digital eye strain, or DES.
Now this is where things get really fascinating. We have all heard the 20-20-20 rule for our eyes, right? Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Well, it turns out that advice might be outdated. A 2023 study found that 20 seconds just isn't long enough for the tiny muscles in your eyes to truly relax and recover.
So what's the new gold standard? The science is now pointing to a much, much longer break. To really let those eye muscles recover from constantly focusing up close, you need a full 2 to 5 minutes completely away from any screen. Of course, taking breaks is only half the solution. Your screen's position is really your first line of defense. So let's run through the essentials. Keep the monitor about an arm's length away from you. Make sure the top of the screen is at or just a little bit below your eye level. And give it a slight backward tilt, maybe 15 to 20 degrees, for a more natural neck position.
And hey, don't forget about the light around you. Your screen creates its own light, but paper just reflects it. To keep your eyes from going crazy adjusting all the time, try to sit at a right angle to any windows to cut down on glare. And if you're looking at paper, use a small, dedicated lamp just for those documents.
Okay, we have totally optimized the physical space, but that's only half the equation. Now we've got to talk about the habits and the routines that turn a comfortable desk into an engine for focus, or what some people call deep work.
And here's a perfect way to put those longer eye breaks into action. The Pomodoro technique. It is so simple, but so effective. You set a timer for 25 minutes, and for that time, you focus on one single task. That's it. When the timer rings, you take a real 5-minute break. And I mean a real one. Get up, stretch, grab some water, and completely reset your mind and body.
Now, if you want to go even deeper, you have to check out these 4 rules from Cal Newport's framework. This is about redesigning your whole workday.
Rule 1, you have to intentionally schedule blocks of deep focus. Rule 2, and this is a hard one, learn to embrace boredom instead of filling every second with distraction. Rule 3, be intentional with things like social media. And Rule 4, drain the shallow stuff. Group all those little emails and tasks together and knock them out in one go.
And all of this brings us to one final, really crucial question. In our world of constant pings and notifications, what is the true cost of getting stuck in that shallow work? You know, the busy work that fills our day but doesn't actually move the needle on what's important.
Because at the end of the day, an optimized workspace isn't just about avoiding pain. It is about unlocking your potential. It's the entire system, physical and mental, that you design for yourself. When you intentionally build your setup and your habits, you're not just getting more comfortable, you are building the very environment where your deepest, most valuable work can finally happen.